With each film I've done, I've tried to challenge myself, and you gauge that through your fear. If there's a degree of fear, you're going into a project not knowing how you're going to do everything and worried about that, then I think you're capable of doing your best work.
Christopher Nolan is one of this generation's best and most successful filmmakers. His movies have grossed more than $5 billion worldwide and include massive hits like the Dark Knight trilogy, Inception, Tenet, Dunkirk, and Interstellar. He's known for his complex and highly conceptual narratives, with famous trademarks like playing with time, messing with viewers' minds, and shooting on film instead of digitally.
Well, I love film. I love the quality of it. It's the highest resolution, best color reproduction, these kind of things.
Most importantly, he prefers making his action scenes as real as possible and keeping green screens to a minimum, as he also did for the 2014 sci-fi epic Interstellar.
I didn't want to use green screen because it's really boring to shoot, honestly. You turn up, it's a depressing day when you have to shoot green screen. What's really fun is to come onto these sets we built that felt more like simulator rides than sets. And so the actors could actually look out the windows, see the real views. We could really just shoot what they were doing in the whole sequence, almost like a documentary. It's far more fun, frankly, and I think that hopefully the feeling of reality sort of seeps into what the film is.
2008's The Dark Knight was the second film in Nolan's Batman trilogy. The superhero adventure is arguably the best action film ever made, receiving nothing but love from critics and fans. It actually became the first ever comic book adaptation to hit the $1 billion mark at the box office. Now that's impressive. The film is full of powerful action sequences, and one of the most spectacular stunts was flipping a massive truck. For this scene, Nolan enlisted the help of stunt coordinator Chris Corbould.
For weeks, I was trying to sort of convince him that maybe we should have a shorter track, or maybe we didn't flip the whole thing, maybe we just flipped the trailer over the tractor unit. And after about 6 weeks, I gave up and I said, I'll do your deal, Chris. I'll do a test and I'll try it once. He just kept looking at me with this look as if to say, look, you're not kidding me, you got to go for this. And we did the test and it sailed over.
Well, thank goodness Nolan convinced him and they pulled it off, because that scene is super impressive and iconic. Nolan has a reputation as an exacting taskmaster. He's always on time, never works weekends, and is known for bringing his movies in under budget. Actress Anne Hathaway, who worked with the director on both The Dark Knight Rises and Interstellar, once recalled an unusual rule Chris has on set. He forbids both cell phones and sitting down. That's right, he doesn't allow chairs. His reasoning is that if you have chairs, people will sit, and if they're sitting, they're not working. It sounds a bit strict, but given that his movies always arrive on schedule and never cost more than they should, it clearly pays off. As we mentioned earlier, time often plays a role in Nolan's movies too. In 2000's Memento, the story is shown in reverse order, starting at the end. Inception is about dreams and other dreams within those dreams, with time running faster on each successive layer. 2014's Interstellar explores wormholes and time travel. Dunkirk, which was released in 2017, uses time to frame each of its 3 chapters. And in 2020's Tenet, a secret agent must travel through time and bend the laws of nature to prevent the onset of World War III. As these themes are highly complicated, each film comes with its own challenges.
Well, there were a number of challenges in Interstellar. Certainly trying to explain, some very otherworldly concepts to the audience in the course of the story definitely presented a challenge. But I had very good collaborators, including Kip Thorne, our scientific advisor, who's an executive producer on the film. He was extremely helpful with getting that across. And ultimately, the challenge really was to create, a thrill ride for the audience that hopefully has a little more to it.
There really is no other director like Christopher Nolan. His unique style of filmmaking is very recognizable, though he always tries to reinvent himself, like he did with Dunkirk.
Dunkirk is one of the great stories of human history. It's never been told in modern movies. And also for me as a filmmaker, it's something I'd never done before. I'd never worked on a historical event with these kind of planes and boats and, on this sort of suspense thriller approach to telling this war story. I mean, I found it a very exciting challenge.